What is up, everybody, and welcome to the first ever Dudes Who Bet Sports.
So you want to bet sports, but you need some advice on how to cash in big at a heck of a price. Well, if you want enough money to line your shorts, then you're in the right place. This is Dudes Who Bet Sports. Dudes Who Bet Sports, it's your favorite show. Dudes Who Bet Sports, where degenerates go. Dudes Who Bet Sports, time to change your approach with Aaron Halterman and his father, the coach. Let's ride.
Well, the Associated Press is full of shit.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Dudes Who Bet Sports show. And guess what? We've got something really special for you today, guys. Usually we talk a lot of sports, but guess what? We're live for the Sunland Derby, and we're also going to do the late pick four for tomorrow's card at Will Rogers Downs. I've been looking forward to this all day long. Papa Dude, how about you?
Oh, listen, this is big time tracks. First time I've ever watched a race at Sunland Derby, and it looks like I'm outside here, but this light is shining through. I think I'll go away here in a little bit. That picture we've got in the background there, that is not Churchill Downs, but it looks 100 times better than what it actually is. But I'm super excited because that's where Aaron and I will be tomorrow.
That's right. We'll be live on site for Will Rogers Downs tomorrow, and it's going to be a heck of a lot of fun. It always is. Perfect weather tomorrow, mid-70s, sunshine. Going to be awesome after an opening weekend that saw a lot of rain at Will Rogers Downs. If you watch on Monday and Tuesday, track was pretty sloppy. Should be great today, or tomorrow, I should say. Should be great. But we thought, you know what? The Sunland Derby now 14 minutes away. We might as well cover that as well because we're going to be here live and a lot of people like to join our live shows. So let's just pull it up. Let's get right to it. Let's get to the Sunland Derby. That's the first thing on the docket today. I'll pull up the field. It's a field of 8. And as we look right now, the morning line favorite was Slow Down Andy. And now he is 4-5. Slow Down Andy, the California bred, now 4-5. Papa Dude, you've looked over this race thoroughly. Are you shocked that he's that price?
Define the word thoroughly here. Well, the only thing I could see why he might be 4-5 from my extensive handicapping here of this race, he beat Messier.
Yep.
Correct?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's probably why he's 4-5, don't you?
Yeah, it's still carrying weight. It's very interesting because he did run, obviously, in the Risen Star last time that we saw him. Right. And he was beaten badly.
Yes.
Now, that was a pretty strong race. And we'll talk about Epicenter here in a second and what he did yesterday. But obviously, this is a step down in class. I look at Slow Down Andy, and it's like, who is he, right? Like, Is he the horse that beat Messier, or is he the horse that we've seen, this year that just was not good? He was nowhere to be found in the Risen Star.
Right.
It's very, very odd to me that this horse is bet down to 4-5. Let's start here. Who did you like in this race on top?
Yeah, I'm surprised he's 4-5. I did pick him first because from what I could see, which isn't a whole lot, I think the 2 and the 8 are going to go out, and they're speed horses, and they may challenge each other. And in the race that I watched, which was at Los Alamitos when he defeated Messier, he came from off the pace, and I think this race could set up perfect for him today if he's good enough. There's really not a whole lot in here that he has to beat that I can see. So what was he, 5-2? No, he's 2-1 on the morning line, so he's been bet down some, but not a whole lot. I think that he's the logical choice. I mean, did you go with him, or are you going with an upset?
I went with an upset, sort of. I kind of thought this horse would be the favorite, and I shouldn't use the word upset because 5-2 I don't really look at as a major upset, obviously. But I think Straight Up G, the horse that came over here last time out and won the Mind That Bird, has a really good shot again. It's basically the same horses coming out of that, plus Slow Down Andy. That's basically what we have here. Straight Up G, owned by Jungle Racing. Of course, that's Jim Rome, for anybody that doesn't know. Like I said, came over here and won. He's won 3 out of the last 4 races. The loss went to Fast Draw Munnings, another Calbred that's pretty darn good at Santa Anita, two races back. Now, this track really plays well to speed on most days. But if you've been watching, The Sunland Oaks was a total meltdown. Everybody kind of came back to the field. And so we might, could we see that again today? It's possible. Because like you said, I do think the 2 and the 8 will go out to the front and the 5 won't be far behind. Let's talk about Asmussen's runner here, the main runner of his, the 2, Classic Moment. Joel Rosario coming out to ride. What kind of did you kind of take that as a sign that this horse could be ready to roll today?
Yeah, I don't know why else he would have went out there if he didn't take. Now he rode filly in the Oaks, and that filly was terrible.
Yep.
That was a morning line favorite. I think it went off as a favorite too, didn't it?
Yeah, it's like 4 to 5. Optionality is who he's talking about, and was really nowhere to be found.
No. And while we're talking about that, that's been the main competition for Secret Oath down at Oaklawn in those 2 races that she has won. That bothered me a little bit. That Optionality didn't run any better in this race. That really bothers me. That maybe Secret Oath hasn't been running against anything. I think all of us have that fear. But anyway, we'll get to that on Thursday, I'm sure. I've not seen a whole lot out of this horse. He was 3rd in the last time he was out. You would think Asmussen thinks he has a chance if he could talk Rosario to go out there and ride. Of course, he is Asmussen's main guy right now, so he might be doing exactly what Asmussen tells him to do, especially with Epicenter as his mount in the Kentucky Derby. I don't see this horse doing much, but, it's not a real tough spot to be in. He may come out of nowhere and win this. He would be my 3rd pick for sure.
Classic Moment is a horse. If you like him, I think it could be an interesting play at 5 to 1. And you look at this horse, he's kind of been disappointing. On his debut, he got 3rd, beaten 3/4 of a length. Second start, I should say, won and beat a horse named Cyberknife, who was going to be, probably 5 to 6-1 in the Arkansas Derby. Beat a horse named Kapuna, who ran in the Louisiana Derby yesterday. And kind of looked like, okay, this is going to be an Asmussen horse that could jump up and win the Springboard Mile next time out.
Right.
Just didn't do it. Didn't run very well. Got beat 8 lengths. Southwest, you thought, well, maybe he'll bounce back and run a little bit better. No, got beat 7 1/4 or 3/4. And like I said, last time in the Mind That Bird, beaten a length and a half. Well, the one thing is, Rosario, there's no question, he's the best jockey that's ever been aboard this horse.
Right. And Asmussen knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
And he can get him ready. So I'd say at the money at 5 to 1, he's 5 to 1 right now. Is that what?
Yes, he's currently 5 to 1. Yeah,
worth some money, I would think.
I think I would rather take him at 5 to 1 over a couple of these other ones. Let's talk about another one that is actually 5 to 1 right now too. The latest click just moved him up to 5 to 1. It's a horse Michael Myers talked about when he said the 5 or the 8 he thinks they're going to win this race. The 5 is Bye Bye Bobby. We haven't talked about him yet. Finchner, a very, very good local trainer here at Sunland Park. This horse broke the maiden at Zia on debut. Was bet down to 5 to 1 in the Remington Park Springboard Mile. Finchner was trying to win that race back-to-back years. Of course, he won it with Senior Buscador. Awful race, nowhere to be found. Since has come back to Sunland and finished 2nd in both the preps for this, the Riley Allison, and also last time out the Mind That Bird Derby. What did you think about Bye Bye Bobby today?
I would have him 4th. And since you've kind of talked him up there and explained a lot more than what I need just from looking.
That's what I'm here for today.
Yeah, I know. And you know what? He's if he's been 2nd in those prep races and he's getting better. I took it that this was a trainer that's very good there with all the horses that he had in the New Mexico Breeders race that they just had. Mm-hmm. And so sure, he's got a chance. I could see an upset in this one because let's face it, those other horses, we don't know how good they are. We just really don't. That Slow Down Andy and Straight Up G, we don't know.
Yeah, I think with Bye Bye Bobby, a big thing that I'm looking at from him today, I really think all along a 1 1/8 is really kind of, or maybe not a 1 1/8 exactly, but get him going a little longer. He's kind of moves like a horse that really wants to go, 1 1/8, 1 1/4. So he gets the 1 1/8 today. I liked that last time out, he showed some tactical speed. I think you're really going to need that. got to remember the first race when he broke the maiden at Zia, he actually broke his maiden in a stakes race, by the way, but he was from well out of it. Remington Park Springboard Mile, he was ranked. He just ran off. Just draw a line. Third race, came from well out of it to get second. Last time out, he only sat a length or two off the lead. I liked that. I think he could be tactical. You kind of set it up as the 2 and the 8 are probably going to go out there, and maybe Slow Down Andy, Bye Bye Bobby are kind of sitting in the catbird seat, hoping that they kind of come back to him a little bit. Is that kind of how you saw it?
That's how I see it. The first thing I noticed was those two are probably going to get out in front, and then Slow Down Andy. When he beat Messier, it's exactly what he did. He came from way off the pace. So it kind of sets up that way if he's good enough. We just don't know. That's why they run him.
Yeah, for sure. And as we look at the tote board now with 6 minutes to post, Slow Down Andy still at 4-5. He's holding right there at that price. Straight Up G, the horse I like, is 3-1. That's good enough for me to bet a win on. When I'm looking at wagering here, I really think I'm going to do something like the 2 and the 8 over 2-4-5-8, 2-4-5-8 in a try. I think that makes a little bit of sense. I think the try could still pay decent if the 4 gets something like third, as long as we get the 2 and the 8 winning the race. So I think that's going to be the big key to making your multis or your exotics pay here. Try to get the favorite out of the win spot. Absolutely. For sure.
Yeah. And it's a definitely good play. This is not a horse that should be 4-5.
Yeah.
I don't think.
No.
How much is that because he might be a favorite at the track? The people that are at the track really like him.
Well, I think right. Yeah, I think that's part of it. There's a big on track today. And I just think a lot of people that maybe don't follow it just look at that. Well, he won the Sunland Derby. That's got to be better than anything else. And they don't really look at his other races.
Right.
So to speak. So it's going to be an interesting race for now. 4 minutes to post. We've got Magic in the background. I don't know if he's ready to come on yet. No, you can put yourself on, Magic. You know how to do that. I forget. Magic will join us for the reaction video that we will do as well.
We're going to need some reaction from somebody who knows what's going on.
That's why Magic's here.
Like you guys. You're going to have to help me out here.
You mentioned optionality a little bit earlier, getting beat, and how that's not a great sign for Secret Oath. I totally agree.
That bothered me a lot when I saw that.
For a Secret Oath fans like us, you wanted to see optionality win. And you certainly didn't want to see her off the board.
The only thing is, Secret Oath stomped optionality. It's not like she barely beat optionality. She could have beat that horse by 20 lengths if she wanted to.
Yeah.
So that's one thing to kind of, on the bright side, is it wasn't close between the two horses. So that's one thing to think of. But it did bother me just a little bit when I saw that she didn't even hit the board. That's what bothered me the most, I think.
Yeah, it was bad. It was a really bad effort. Like I said, anytime you win, though, and you just totally gallop away from them, you don't quite worry about how good they come back. But, boy, it would give a nice confidence boost for Secret Oath if you would have seen that out of optionality today, especially in a situation where now we're stepping up. We have to face boys. It's something different.
Another way kind of to look at it, too, is she's been at Oaklawn. That's another sign to me, though, that Asmussen says, I got no chance against Secret Oath.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to send her out there and hope she can win something there to get into the Oaks. I mean, that might be another thing to look at, too. Let's don't bury Secret Oath yet. But it was troubling. It was troubling.
I certainly don't have her buried. I haven't handicapped the race yet. The past performances, by the way, are out for the Arkansas Derby. They drew today, so that'll be the next step after this show to hop on and get going on that. LaShawn Welch joins us. He said he's a big fan from Barbados. He said his heart is telling him to play 4 over 258 over 1-7 in the spot. The 1 and the 7, 2 horses we have not talked about.
Right.
Those are definitely long shot. Costa Terra is the 1. He's also an Oaklawn runner. or excuse me, an Asmussen and an Oaklawn runner, I meant to say. Got ninth in the Southwest, fourth in an allowance. Got beat by Call Me Jamal, who's not a bad horse. Gets the local jock up today. We'll see what happens there. And the number 7 is Chrome King, a horse that won a stakes at Turf Paradise last time out and now comes over here. I didn't consider the 1 or the 7 at all. What about you?
No, I didn't. And I will say this, my heart has never helped me in horse racing. Nor my head, nor my big toe, nor my thumb, or anything else. So I hope you're right, Bashan, but it doesn't usually, like if I go with my heart, I pick the ones I like. Personally,
I would think if you bet with your heart, you would pick the 2 and the 1, right? The 2 Asmussen.
Absolutely, because that's my trainer. But I learned a long time ago you can't do that. So
real quick, Jack S chimes in, says fading the 5-horse Pletcher runners have been ice cold this weekend. That's not a Pletcher runner, it's Finchner. I don't know if you can see the screen well enough there. That is the 5 is Finchner, not Pletcher. So
that's a big difference.
Yes, for sure. And make sure that you know that. And I would agree the Pletcher runners have been ice cold. So good angle, but not with the 5-horse here. Nick Feldman joins us and he says Rosario goes wire to wire. And that's kind of what you said, Papa Dude. You think the 2 is going to be more aggressive today and run out there with that 8 horse.
I do. I think the 2 and the 8 are going to get out in front. And then is the 4 or the 5 good enough to beat them? Yep. That's kind of the way I see it.
All right, there's Magic. He's joined us now. Have you looked at this one at all, Magic, or are you just here for the commentary?
I mean, I'm always here for the fun and the commentary, but I did look at it too. I'm actually going to go with the guys that, with Nick and Michael Myers, I kind of like the 2 if you're going to play away from the heavy favorite, the 4. I think a lot of this is going to be who can get to the front early and who can try and stay there. And Classic Moment has the breeding that maybe he can stay there, even though that Bird Derby didn't work, but he was stuck really wide there. So I like the inside draw. And I mean, after yesterday, does anybody want to play against the Ass Man and Rosario? Because I don't.
I never play against the Ass Man. Never.
There you go.
It's funny. Jared said, what do you want the headline for the Louisiana Derby guide to be? I said, if there's only one thing it can be, beware of the Ass Man. And what did he do? He went out there and won every race yesterday. So.
Yeah. I was sweating that Echo Zulu race, though. That was too tight.
I had the horse that was second. I had a win bet on her. How do you think I feel? I was real excited for a hot second there, and then
I know.
Boy, that whole stretch, it looked like she was going to get beat yesterday. And
yeah, she didn't kick it in like I thought.
I guess there's something to be said that she held on and she won it, right? She held on. She was able to win the race, and she should get credit for that. No doubt about it.
They're making fun of my 2 cups. I had coffee in one, and I got water in the other. And sorry, I just 6 o'clock things. I got to have my evening cup of coffee.
Hey, I've got one too, so I can't make fun of you.
I've got coffee being delivered in a few minutes. I'm not
all right.
So, the wife's out of Starbucks right now picking up mid-afternoon coffee for us. So.
Look at you! That's a power move from Magic, man.
It's definitely not that Magic just woke up about 10 minutes ago from a nap, and his wife was waiting to go to Starbucks as soon as he woke up. And he said, "Hey, you go do that. I'm going to go jump on with Dudes Who Bet Sports."
All right.
Oh, by the way, thank you everybody for joining us today as well. It's fun. We love doing these live shows. People in the chat yesterday were joking about it, and I thought, oh hell, we're gonna be live. We got to cover this. So this is our favorite type of show, at least mine. I don't know about you guys.
Oh, I like to do it.
You didn't want to cover the Red Wings currently losing 9-2 to the Pittsburgh Penguins?
No, I did not.
That number goes up every time I look at my phone. It was 8-2, then 7. Yeah. Oh boy. It's
well, let's see. The Blues lost 7-2 yesterday. So
yeah.
Who'd you play?
Carolina.
Well, all right. It's a good team.
The Blues.
Well, you're a good team though. You shouldn't have that happen.
No,
we're in big trouble. Big trouble.
Nick Letty's not writing the ship for you.
No.
It would take a lot more than him.
Oscar Sundquist has scored 2 or 3 goals since you traded him to us.
That's great.
I don't need to hear that.
Thanks, Magic. Thanks for stopping by today.
Goal scoring is not the problem.
Yeah, no.
stopping the other team.
How about
Exactly.
I don't mind losing to the Hurricanes. That's fine.
Yeah.
you guys haven't talked about it yet, but UNC Duke, they'll probably be coming up on the show once this race is over.
Yeah, that's a blowout. That's we kind of had plans to talk about it, and it's like, well, there's nothing to talk about, right? I mean, the
I
blowout.
thought you meant UNC Duke was going to be a blowout.
Oh, yeah, no.
I
yeah, we will
misspoke.
talk.
He knew what I meant. I was talking about the UNC winning and going to face Duke. Sorry.
Yeah, okay. I got you. All right. They're loading in the gate, guys. So
Is this Sunland or Gulfstream? What's going on here?
Yeah, they've been walking around forever. It's finally time.
I do appreciate Sunland puts the gate load time so you know officially like things are going and you can actually settle in. So it just started for us.
Oh, it did, didn't it? Okay.
Yep. So 4 to 5 on Slow Down Andy. I mean,
never changed.
Guys, maybe he wins, but it's just like, wow, I can't. There's just no way I could choke down that price on him. Even though I liked him on top, I couldn't do it.
No.
This is. But listen, this will be a good measuring stick. He talked about a horse like optionality not running well. Well, Epicenter dominated Slow Down Andy, so if he comes out and wins here, that just helps Epicenter even more. Not that he needs more help after that race yesterday. It was fantastic. Yeah. Okay. Well, Magic's getting his coffee. All right.
Oh,
Magic.
yeah.
That's great. I like how she snuck it in there too. That's awesome.
That was really good.
Yeah.
My wife has to sound like a bull elephant when she comes in.
Well, she usually tells you on Facebook when she's arriving, right? She'll tell you in the chat and then
that's true. All right, one left to load here. For the prestigious Sunland Derby. Boy, it's good to have it back. We haven't had it the last couple of years. So
I haven't missed it.
Don't even know it was on.
I found out today where it was.
All right, they're off. All right, there goes Rosario out there.
It's not Robert Geller anymore. Who was the announcer at Sunland?
Oh, I can't think of his name. He is funny. All right, so it's actually going to be it's a Slow Down Andy that's going out to the front with Straight Up G.
I don't know if that's a good thing.
That's interesting. Somebody mentioned that the blinkers are on, so maybe they've got him a little more riled up today.
Could be.
So the two Calbreds in the Sunland Derby going out and setting the pace. 22 and change for the opening quarter, going a mile and 8 for these horses. That's fast.
Sets up perfectly for Bye Bye Bobby because I think Straight Up G is going to get cooked. We've seen that from him before. And Slow Down Andy being on the inside, he's being held, but it's never great for a horse being inside like that, Aaron.
No, both jockeys have a handful of horse. The Slow Down Andy's jock just took a peek back, like he's got a lot of horse. That's scary.
And looks like he's letting him go a little bit.
Yeah.
No, he's still choking him.
He's got the lead now.
Yep.
Boy, did the Asmussen horse just not show up? He is going backwards.
He is going backwards hard. Wow.
It's a 3-horse race, and it almost looks like a 1-horse race. It
Let's
looks
see
like Slow Down Andy.
5's starting to close in, though.
Come on, Bobby.
Yeah, it's 4 of the 5. Here we go.
4's under the whip. Bobby's not. Come on, Bobby.
Come on, Bobby. Come on, Finchner. Get this win.
Wide. He's going to go 18 wide. Come on, Bobby.
Come on. Finish the race for Finchner. Come on. Oh, my God. These horses
almost
are terrible.
This is almost like the low South Futurity.
Oh, my God.
Somebody's
Who's going to win?
this
4 of
race.
the 5.
Somebody win this race. Come on.
4's going to win.
Slow Down Andy won it.
He did. Oh.
Okay. Now here's the crime of all this. One of them's he's going to the Kentucky Derby.
Oh, yeah. He beat Messier. That horse beat Messier.
Yeah. They were just look like they were out in the pasture to me, looking at each other running.
That's a very good way to say that is a terrible race.
I'll race you to the hay. Okay, let's go.
You know what's really frustrating to me is the 5 rounded the corner. I know he went wide, Magic, and you were good to point that out, but he rounded the corner like his mind was on business. Like he was going to blow him away. And that horse is like, if you look up dicking around in the dictionary, that's that horse. My God, he just had no interest.
Look at he's just going sideways.
That jockey jerks his head and he gets him back.
I thought he had him right here.
I did too.
He
And by the
straightened
way,
up.
this Doug O'Neill horse, how many times did he re-break? Magic said it. He said he's under the whip on the turn. Wow.
I bet Rosario's glad he went out there.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Holy cow. The Asmussen horse nowhere to be found. Straight up G totally quits. I mean,
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Folded like a cheap tent.
Well, I don't think these horses would have beaten Epicenter yesterday, boys. I don't know about you.
I don't think so. No.
Yep.
I think we're going to see some of these kind of horses at Will Rogers tomorrow.
I think you're right. Yeah, I think so.
I don't think I've ever seen two what's supposed to be quality horses just kind of run any old way they want, just wherever they wanted to go.
It was just, yeah, it was wild. I'm really disappointed in the 5 because it really felt like that horse was gonna. And again, not like you would take that horse serious if he would have won by 2 or 3 for the Derby, for the Kentucky Derby. But still, It's like, wow, we're going to see kind of a cool looking winner. And then, holy cow, that's just the wheels flew off that horse. Unbelievable.
Well, if you want a silver lining, a friend of mine owns and bred the 3 horse. It's the same guy that owns and bred Dr. Shivel, who got third in the Golden Shaheen yesterday. So he actually was in Dubai to see Dr. Shivel get third, and then was at Sunland today to watch Father Blue get 4th. So I don't know which track he's going to think was the better of the 2, but I know he at least had a good. His horses at least showed up a little bit at the 2 racetracks, right?
Oh man! I don't think anybody's ever pulled that daily double though. Maidan to Sunland.
I said it to him as a joke, and he said, "Oh yeah, no, I'm doing it." And I was like, "Oh, okay, have fun."
There he is.
Yeah,
that's
a
crazy.
Kentucky Derby horse right there.
Yeah,
son of a Kentucky Derby winner.
And Ashley says, "Hey, I can't believe that's a $500,000 race." Yeah, it's hard to believe that's a $500,000 race. That was wow. What was the final time? 150.16. That's not very fast for that Sunland track. Sunland plays pretty fast. It plays more like a Southern California type of track. That's slow for this track.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Oh,
well,
right.
I'm really glad we all showed up for that one.
I'm extremely disappointed. I thought we'd see quality there.
Yeah. Is Michael Myers and Dan, are they finally out of the negative hole?
Yeah, so Michael Myers and Dan owns a horse in the fantasy league. So yes, they're out of the negative. I think I don't have it pulled up right now, but I think you guys are going to be like in 6th or 7th with that win. That's a big one. Nice. Ashley says It's got to be the ugliest track in America. Stick around, Ashley. We're getting ready to talk about the ugliest track in America.
I think Ashley had that comment preloaded and accidentally hit enter before you got to Will Rogers. Literally in the fields.
When I was dating my wife, she wanted to go to the horse races, and it was in May, and at that time Oakland closed in April.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, I got an idea. So we went to Claremore. And she didn't know any different because she'd never been to a track before. So I played it real big, Then we went to Oakland the next year, and she goes, holy shit, why did you take me to that crap hole?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
She did better there, though, than she did at Oakland as far as betting.
Well, Magic, do you want to wrap up the video here, and then we'll get on to our Will Rogers talk?
Yeah, Mike Samich's first date with his wife was at Fairmount Park. So how about that?
Oh, really?
I think he's got you beat. It gets a little bit dirtier. That was actually his favorite first date spot for lots of women. So he'll tell that story. He says that he adds that part, and I'm like, he probably shouldn't add that part to it, but it worked there. Yeah. But if you want more Mike Samich stories, anything else like that, head over to racingdudes.com. Free picks for every race, every track around the country. Racingdudes.com/sports. If you want more of these guys talking about other sports besides horse racing, which they're going to continue doing here on the show, so continue watching. Hit like if you like the video, subscribe if you really like it. Tell us in the comments what you think about Slow Down Andy winning the Sunland Park Derby. We'll see you at the track.
See you, Magic.
All right, there we go. Thank you, Magic, for joining us. Are you gonna handicap the late pick four at Will Rogers or no?
No.
Okay.
Listen, hang on. I don't need to, because as you probably will talk about later in the fantasy tournament or in the bracket tournament, I'm rising up the ranks because all I did was listen to Papa Dude. I literally just did what he did on the show. I'm one of the few people with a chance because I still got Villanova. So
Me too. I'm rising up to 10th. I'm at 10th right now.
oh,
Look
shit.
at you
All
guys.
right.
I'm
So
at
I'm gonna
100th.
Which tells us how bad everybody did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good luck,
All
guys.
right.
I'll see you later.
All right,
Okay,
guys.
thanks, Magic. All right, guys, if you want to stick around, we're going to do some handicapping now for tomorrow. And I'm going to pull it up on the screen now. Papa Dude and I will be at Will Rogers Downs tomorrow. And so we're going to handicap the late pick four for you at Will Rogers Downs. What we like to do when him and I go to the racetrack together, we'll put in a combined ticket for the pick four, for the late pick four. So we thought, let's just handicap it on the air. Now, obviously, we've looked at these and handicapped them, but we're going to kind of debate, put together a ticket for everybody, and then you can play along tomorrow, play your own, whatever you want to do. So, all right, Papa Dude, let's start with race number 6 on the card. That's where the late pick four starts tomorrow in Claremore, Oklahoma at Will Rogers Down. It's a $15,000 claimer going 6 furlongs. For 3-year-olds and upward, we got a field of 6. I thought we could get kind of skinny with this one. Who did you like to kick us off here?
Well, first of all, Michael asked a question. Michael, hang on. We're going to, at the end of this, we will discuss the Final Four a little bit.
There you go. Make people stay. Exactly.
Exactly. We want to get this out of the way. And I know you're sitting on the end of your seat waiting for this, but hang on, because we're definitely going to get to that. Aaron says, when we go to the track, there's a lot of bitching and fighting between us at the track because I am notoriously cheap. As cheap can get. And Aaron's not. And he gets mad at me so much on these. This one, I think it's obviously between the 1 and the 6.
Mm-hmm.
When you look now, first of all, when you handicap Will Rogers, folks, you got to understand none of these horses are any good. So it's hard for a guy like me who likes to pick winners to pick these races because there's very few that have won a race in the last century. So you have to kind of got to pick and choose through here. A lot of them haven't run this year. That's hard for me. I have a hard time with horses coming off a long layoff. Some of them ran at Remington in Oklahoma City, and that ended in December. So there's a lot of tough early in the season at Will Rogers, pretty tough, I think. Looking at past history, I like the 1 a lot. I think I like him the best simply because he's only 4. Sometimes when you get into these claiming races, I kind of like the younger horse. Sometimes the old hard knockers, like number 6 is a hard knocker, a good horse. Been around a long time, been claimed a million times, and he's good. I mean, he in a kind of race like this, he's pretty good. So to me, it's between the 1 and the 6. For some reason, they ran the 1 on turf the last time down at Sam Houston after he had won 2 straight on dirt. Doesn't make a lot of sense. He's got the, I believe, she is an apprentice, isn't she, or is she now out of the apprentice, the jockey?
She is. I think she is out of the apprenticeship.
Okay,
now.
but
no, she's not. She's not. She doesn't get 10 pounds. She gets 5 now. I'm sorry.
Okay,
she is not. Yeah.
Okay. Well, she won a lot of races last week, or at least on Monday and Tuesday when I was watching. So she's hot.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know whether she's hot, but I mean, she's hot as far as winning races go.
We'll report back on that tomorrow.
Yeah, from a distance, she doesn't look bad. I've seen her down at Oakland some. That trainer I like a lot. The trainer I like in this one. I'm going to go with 1 on top. I like 6, and my upset there is the 2. I like that horse a lot. He's won 8 out of 18 times. The problem is he's been on a long layoff, which probably means he's been hurt. So that's kind of something to watch.
As you're talking there, I pulled up Kylie Jordan here. You can pull her up on Equibase. I pulled her up her stats, and like you said, she won her first 3 races on opening day at Will Rogers Downs. Then was second, and then won another one. and then was 5th. And then the next day won 2 more. So
Yeah, so she's hot.
Kylie Jordan with 5 wins already on the meet. So that's definitely a jockey to take a look at here without question. I kind of will echo what you said a little bit about the horses. If you're not familiar with the Oklahoma circuit, Will Rogers starts in March, and then they go to Fair Meadows, Tulsa, and then they go to Remington. Well, Remington will end mid-December. So from mid-December to that March, it's a gap in Oklahoma racing. So that's why you see a lot of horses coming off layoffs when you handicap early at Will Rogers Downs. Now, horses that usually run well early in this meet have races under their belt already other places. Delta Downs, common knowledge, ran the 1-horse 2-back. And then last time, like you said, a lot of them will come up from Sam Houston.
Right.
They tried turf with the number 1 common knowledge last time. It didn't go well. To me, if he runs back to that race at Delta where he won for 10K, I think he can win here. The question mark, that was at 5. Now we got to go 6, but he does have wins going a little bit longer on the resume as well. Here's an interesting thing about the number 1, something you'll hardly ever see at Will Rogers Down. This is a Alberta bred. How about that? Bred in Alberta. Pretty crazy. The CTM you see on the past performances, that's the Century Mile, which is located in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada.
Wow.
So just very rare that you see this at Will Rogers Downs, but here he is. So yeah, and as Sylvian says, go Canada, go. That's right. And so I'm with you. I like the 1. Calculating King, the 6-horse, the worry is the layoff.
Right.
But Roger Engel, the trainer, he's a guy, if you see at Will Rogers, you definitely have to take him serious. In the last year, he's won at 37% at Will Rogers Downs. He is a specialist here at Will Rogers. 1 and 6 are the logical ones. I liked the 2 as well. But the 2, obviously, coming off a 280-day layoff. Right. Last time we saw that horse was at Lone Star. I ended up cutting the 2 off since I
think that's safe.
If Carl Broberg was still the trainer, I would think maybe. But we claimed this horse off of Broberg, ran once, and then had to give him 280 days off. I'm a little worried about that.
A red flag, definite red flag for me.
Mm-hmm.
And that's no knock on anybody. That's just a red flag that the horse is, because when you claim a horse like that, you want to run him.
Yeah.
And if he's healthy, you're going to run him. You didn't claim that horse not to run him. He's not good enough to just put out to pasture. So he obviously was hurt. The other thing about the 6, he did win 3 times at Will Rogers last year. So he likes the track. So I think you're right. The 1-6, we won't get any kind of a price though. Betting those 2. That's the problem.
Yeah, we may have to come back and single one of them. We'll see. We're just going to put the 1-6 as on our scratch paper now as the 2 horses that we could use. I really think it's going to come down to one of those 2. Really good callback, by the way, on Will Rogers winning last time out, or last year, I should say. One off of a 109-day layoff and won by 3 at Will Rogers here last year. Tomorrow is going to be a 143-day layoff, so similar. So kind of tells you, hey, yes, it is a layoff, but look, you don't have to worry too much about it. So, all right, we're right down to 1-6 here. That'll be the 2 that we're going to think about using. We'll see eventually what happens. Let's move on to race number 7 on the card now. Another field of 7 here. Oklahoma bred claiming $5,000. They're going to go 5.5 furlongs this time. This, again, it doesn't look to be too much of a wide open race. In my eyes, what did you think?
Well, this is the way I always rate these. Any of these horses can win, but more importantly, any of them can lose.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't get much lower than a 5,000 Oklahoma bred at Will Rogers, unless it's a 3,500 Iowa bred at Prairie Meadows. That might be a little lower. I like the 3 in here. Not for any real reason, except it seems like it's got a little bit of better than the rest of them. Mm-hmm. Been off since December, which that's not a big deal at Will Rogers this time of the year. Taking a big drop in class. Now, that's a little bit of a concern because they might get claimed And I would think if I was a trainer and I had a horse I think could win at Will Rogers, I don't know if I'd drop it at 5,000 because, you might lose him. And this is where you might want to win a couple of races with your horse, if I was thinking. So that's a red flag a little bit. Maybe something's wrong with him. They're trying to get rid of him. I don't know. And the other one I liked was the 2. Same type of reason. The trainer jockey combination is pretty good. So I like 3-2.
Yeah, with the 3, it is really interesting because on November 4th, which was just 2 races back, this horse won an Oklahoma bred allowance by a length and 3/4. That's a $41,000 purse there at Remington Park.
Yeah.
And now we're trying to get rid of this horse for $5,000. It's weird. It's definitely weird. Yeah, I'm a little concerned about that as well.
Because if he can win a $41,000 allowance at Remington, golly, you'd think he'd put him in an allowance at Will Rogers, wouldn't you?
If he was mine, I certainly would not just try to give this horse away for 5.
Not this early in the meet. Now, if it was towards the end of the meet and he's 0 for 3 and hadn't done anything, then maybe.
Yeah. You don't want to ship him over to Fair Meadows, Tulsa, and you say the hell with it. Hopefully somebody claims him. Yeah. You didn't mention the 7 Headed to the Stars. Now, this is something you're going to see at Will Rogers. Back on 7 days rest, but won last time out in a similar level, won at the 7-5.
I've got him circled too. I overlooked him.
Yeah.
That doesn't bother me much.
Nope, not here.
Not here. I'd run him too if he's ready. This is a race he can probably win. He's 4-1. I like that. I don't know whether he'll go off at 4-1. Do you? Mm-hmm. That's the other thing that's tough down at Will Rogers. Mm-hmm. I mean, you think the bettors will see he's coming back on 7 days?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think that'll bother them too much here. I think he's interesting. I kind of like a horse at Will Rogers that comes back this quick. They're trying to just win races with him.
They are. Simple. And that's what you want to do there.
Yeah, Williams, the trainer here, has done this 30 times over the last year and has won 10% of them, but have hit the board with 50% of them, which tells me they fire. So I think this horse is interesting as well. I'm with you on the 2 and the 3. I had the 7.
The other thing about the 2, he's been running. Mm-hmm. He had 5 starts at Sam Houston, so he should be in shape. So I guess
it's good.
Go ahead.
It's good and bad. He has been running. He's not been running well, and he's getting worse. But now you're back against your friends here, your Oklahoma breds. So,
right, at a $5,000 level.
Yeah.
Well, let's face it, you're not going to find a really great horse in any of this. So,
well, no. So,
all right. So you want to go with the 3 in that one, 2, 3, 7?
Yeah, mark down the 2, 3, 7. I think that's the 3 to use. Okay. We'll go back and finalize this at the end. Okay. The other horse I thought about was the 1, but I don't really like this horse or this trainer off of a layoff. The horse has ran off of a layoff a few times and has never won. Maybe a next time out here
Well, he would be good if we were going to do a trifecta because he's hit the board 21 out of 38 times.
Yeah, and
he's only won 4.
Exactly. So. When you see that, that's not good for.
He likes
to
finish second. He's finished second 13 times. So,
all right, let's move on to the feature race of the day. It's race 8 here at Will Rogers Down, and we got another field of 7 claiming a company here, $25,000 going 5 furlongs, 3-year-olds and upward. Okay, I thought this was a little bit better field. I thought there were some horses that were decent here. Who do you like in this one?
Well, I've heard of a couple of these, so I've followed them at Prairie Meadows and Remington. The 3 and the 4, especially, I have followed. Boyd Castor has had that horse for most of his career, and he once was pretty highly thought of, but he never did materialize much. He's sitting there at 5-1. I like the 4 also. Let's see. He's won some races. Mm-hmm. He won 2 times last year. I think at 4-1 he might be okay. And then I like the 6 and I like the 7. I can't tell which one I like the best. They're both about the same. I kind of like that 7. Just chilling. I think you like the 6, don't you?
I do. I like the 6 a little bit. I don't like the last 2 races. They have not been good, but now we're going to drop in class. I think I like the 7 best, though.
Okay.
I think just chilling the 7 horse, another trainer that he's okay off of layoffs, hitting at 10%. Will Rogers Downs in the last year has hit at 25%. Got Floyd Wethy aboard, a jockey I like at Will Rogers a lot.
Does very well.
Another horse dropping down in class. But kind of needs to, last year broke the maiden at Will Rogers going 5.5. And I think it's a horse that's going to get out to the lead. I think that's the big key. If you look at this horse, he's had enough speed to get to the lead in 5 furlong races before the race 3 back. Now that was an off the turf race at Rivington Park. So sometimes those fields are a little bit easier, but he did clear the field and go gate to wire and win by 7. He's not going to win this race by 7. But if he can clear the field today or tomorrow, I should say, I think he's going to be tough. So I did like the 7. I like the 6 and the 4. Very interesting. Coming out of a race at Fauner Park. And you might say, well, who cares? Well, it's a race. He got a race under his belt this year. He hadn't been out. It seemed to me they kind of just took him up there to prep for this meet. And he won. And he won at a price, 6-1. So I kind of like Eurobond. You're right. Eurobond is 9 years old. He's been around forever. He always seems to show up in the Oklahoma tracks. So
there's a lot of those horses with Euro in the front of them that are Oklahoma breds that have been really, really consistent over the years. And I think the reason we throw him on our ticket, I do.
Yeah, I won't play a ticket without the 4. I'm with you on that. And the reason why the horses have Euro on the front, Euro Ears, a great Oklahoma bred sire. Right. He has sired a lot of Oklahoma breds. Very, very good. And this is one of them. I mean, this is a consistent horse. You'd love to own him. He's going to show up and give you a race every single time. A solid effort, I should say. Anybody else you like in here?
Not particularly. It's going to be hard for me to leave the 3 off. Also, I'm going to have to look at him a little closer and see how he's been running. He once was pretty well thought of, but I don't think he ever materialized. This is a race that looks to me like I don't think there's going to be a solid favorite in this because I think the betting is going to get spread around. Even the 1's going to take some money. So this one, if we can hit the winner, it might pay pretty good.
Yeah, the 1 was one I didn't particularly like all that well. But I do agree, going to take a little bit of money. The 3 Westport, that was his first race off a layoff, a long layoff, last time out at Fauner Park in a $15,000 stakes, which is, you just don't see that very often. But, the horse broke the maiden for $15K here at Will Rogers. Didn't do much running in the next start and then ran okay at Fair Meadows, Tulsa. Didn't have a good Remington Park meet, only 1 start, and the horse obviously had a problem. So
so I think we probably. It sounds to me like he's been hurt.
He has, but I like second off the layoff. And look, I'm not a huge workout guy, but since he came back from Fauner Park, he had a bullet work at Will Rogers on March 20th. It means something. He went 4 furlongs and 46 and change. That is not bad. For Oklahoma horses that are in Oklahoma right now. So I think he's going to be sharp. So I think 3, 4, 6, and 7 are the ones you got to think about here. Okay. So write down 3, 4, 6, 7.
All right.
And we'll go to the 9th.
$4 so far.
Okay. So we're going to eliminate some though. We're just, that's our first thoughts here. So, all right, we'll go to the 9th race. I think this is the toughest one on the card. Notoriously, Will Rogers Downs usually will have an upset in the last leg of these things. And it could be the same way tomorrow. So they're going to go 6 furlongs, of course, on the dirt here. 7-5 claimers for fillies and mares, 3-year-old and upward, which have never won 2 races. I read the whole conditions because this is the condition I hate the worst. Like I said, field of 9. Where are we going?
Well, they've never won 2 races, and I'm trying to figure out how they won 1. Just brilliant training to get them to where they could win a race somewhere. I texted you, this afternoon, and I said, God, I can't pick anything out of this. I don't know how anyone's more favorite than the other one. I don't like any of them. Just be up front. if I had to pick, I kind of like the 9, but not really. The one I like the best, and it's just a dumb thing, is number 4. And the only reason I do is because she's run at Oakland almost extensively, which means they think she's a little bit better than what she is, I guess. There may be another reason why, but she broke her maiden there. She's run there. I would tend to lean towards her a little bit, especially at 6-1, but there's no reason really to, other than that. If I was going to pick a upset, I might go the 8. Pussycat, just because I like the name. So, I mean, really, that's what I'm down to this. I really like the trainer of number 5 a lot. The horse is pretty young, hasn't done, I think it's only run twice.
Yeah, 3 times.
She does a really good job. She had Welder, and I like her at 12-1. Because like you say, usually one comes out of the clouds to win this last race at Will Rogers more times than not. So I know we talked about the 1 and the 2 also. So which you like the 9 the best? Is that right?
I'm kind of between a few. I like the 1, but I don't like 355 days away from the track. Like that April 7th at Will Rogers, the last time we saw this.
Yeah.
So that's a little bit worrisome. The 2 horse thought about a lot. Another horse coming off a long break. The 3 coming off a long break. I'm with you. The 4, at least we're seeing some races from this horse. Guys, it wasn't that long ago, December 17th of 2021. This horse won at Oakland Park.
Right.
Now, has
lowest
done
level there is at Oakland, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah. The problem is we have seen nothing. I mean, nothing from this horse since. This horse got beat 21-12 and was eased last time out. But, at least we've got something. The 5, Sexy Rags, another horse, huge layoff. The 6, Harlow's Vision, never really done much running. Another horse coming off a layoff. What about the 7, Custom Medina? I think this horse is kind of interesting here. One at the 5K level, not a high level, at Delta Downs last time out. It was the first race off the layoff. The horse won by 4 3/4. I don't know. At 8-1?
Well, here's the deal. 5K. I mean, sure, that's low, but this is too. I mean, it's not really taking a step up. The only difference is she's going against winners, but these aren't winners. They've won, but that's all they've done.
They're winners, and like I said, somehow they won.
They figured out where to put them. The trainer of this one, $5,000. Where'd you say, Delta? Hey, let's run her in that. We'll get us a win. Maybe somebody will claim her too.
I mean, I don't know. I could see it. I really could. Your horse, you mentioned the 8, Pussycat, broke the maiden for 7-5 at Will Rogers last year. I mean, that is as low as it gets.
That's pretty low, yeah.
Did finish second in this same race last year. And then it's like, okay, that's not bad. But then same race again, 7th, beaten 9. Same race at Remington, 5th, beaten 18. Remington again, 5th, beaten 11.5. It's like, oh God, this horse is terrible. It's like, oh, she's awful.
Are you saying we should include them all in this one?
I'm just trying to talk myself into somebody here.
I know. They're just I don't see. We're going to have to go 4 or 5 probably deep, at least 4.
Okay, so let's talk about Bonnie Burzer's horse here and the 9, Cage Bear, who I did put on top. Unfortunately, the horse, it took 14 starts, but we finally got the maiden broke. 2 races.
Where did that happen? Was it at Delta?
Yeah, Delta Downs at the 10K level. So that's good. That's good news. Not 5.
Like what was it?
It was for 10K. 10K maiden.
Okay.
Won by a length and a quarter. Like I said, 14th start. Then we said, you know what? Let's put this horse at Oakland. That's a great spot for it. Richard Jackson, you idiot. Got beat 10 1/4 lengths, finished 9th. Well, Bonnie Burzer takes over, and she's not bad. She's
better than Ricky Jackson.
Yeah, Ricky Jackson's an idiot. So, sorry, Ricky, if you're watching
I doubt if he's got a
Yeah.
TV.
I kind of like Bonnie. I followed her a little bit. Hitting at 12%.
Is that Alex's? Is kin to Alex Berger or not?
I'm guessing it's kin to Alex Berger. I don't really know the answer to that.
Okay.
Our girl Kylie Jordan going to get a board, so you're getting a weight allowance, and I think that matters in a race like this where they're all pretty bad. I kind of like the old Cage Bear, the 9 horse in this spot.
I say it's got she's got an what's the word I'm trying to say? A better trainer for sure, which might help. Is this the first start for Bonnie?
Yes.
So she claimed this horse after it won.
She didn't claim it. It just says previously trained. So I think they just moved the horse.
Did she steal it?
That could have stolen it.
Because you could take it to Will Rogers and nobody would ever know that she stole the horse.
Well, that's true.
I like that horse too. So we definitely got to keep that horse on there. Probably the 9 and the 4 probably have the best wins, don't you think?
Yeah, I think so. I have 1479. So
1479.
Yeah.
I'm not going to argue with you.
The question here from RIP Scott Hall, and certainly rest in peace tragedy there with that. But Delta is one of those bull rings tracks. Yes. Delta is a bull ring. Yeah. Could she have sold for $1? Maybe that's what it was. I don't know.
Take this damn horse away from me now.
I mean, if you're going to steal a horse, I wouldn't steal Caged Bear. I would try to steal something else. That's just me. All right. So I like I said, 1479. Do you have anybody else? Did you have anybody else?
2 maybe, but
okay, but just write down the 2.
Because of Wethy, maybe is the only reason.
Yeah.
I mean, she wasn't any. What have I got here? One of 15,000 made.
Yeah. Long time ago, but yes, and won it here at Will Rogers. Yeah. Jason, and a horse is this bad, you just take. No need to steal.
That's true. I agree. I like Scott or whoever this is. Probably couldn't escape riding Caged Bear.
No, you certainly would have to put Caged Bear in in the trailer and drive.
Right, and that kind of another thing that worries me about Caged Bear. You know my theory about names. I mean, that horse knows he has a stupid name. That's a dumb name. How can you be any good when you're named Caged Bear?
Dennis says I think they thought they were getting a bear and surprised to see a horse.
They were getting a bear for the circus. That's what they were getting. Right. Or the zoo.
And they're like, what the hell? Well, might as well run him at Will Rogers. Okay. All right.
Yes.
Now let's move back.
We got to get a ticket here.
Let's construct the ticket.
No, let's do it.
Let me write it down for everybody to see here. Okay, so the first leg we had 1 and 6, correct? And the second leg, what do we have?
237.
237. Third leg?
3, 4, 6, 7.
3, 4, 6, 7. And the fourth leg?
1, 2, 4, 7, 9.
1, 2, 4, 7, and 9.
Yes.
What are we at?
$6 ticket, 50 cents. So we have $48.
Okay, so we have a $48 ticket. I don't think you need to play that high of one.
I like your thinking already.
Well, I don't. Okay, so that's what we're working with right now. This is not official. This is our scrap paper. Okay.
Actually, we have more than a $96 ticket.
What are you talking about?
4 times 5.
I can't trust you in this. Hold on.
2 times 3 is 6, times 4 is 24, times 5 is...
We got a $60 ticket right now.
That's 50 cents, right?
Yes, we're not playing it for $1.
No, that's too much money.
Yeah, it's too much. I think $40 or below is what you need to do here. I think
we may not make our money back.
You're not at 60. I think this is going to pay about $200 to $300. That's what my
you
guess.
are so optimistic. Okay, that's what I like. I like that.
So we're too deep in this 6th race, and that's why I said we may have to come back, because if you single here, all of a sudden you're $30 instead of 60, and you got it.
True, but we might eliminate a winner.
Well, obviously, that's the problem.
I know, but what I'm trying to say is they're pretty similar. Hard to distinguish between the two.
Yeah.
If it was me, I would look at maybe trying to get rid of one on the 7 and the 8.
Okay. The
But
seventh
now,
race.
wait a minute. I have not listened to you before, and I have regretted it. And I'm going with you, whatever you come up with.
Well, let's try to knock down races in this. I'm not knocking a horse out of the 9th. I want 5.
Yeah, we got to have as many as we can in there.
Yeah. The 2, the 3, and the 7. That's who we used in race number 7. Yeah, I mean, if it's me, I'm knocking the 2 out of it. I think the 3 gets the lead. I think the 7's just behind. I don't know about the 2. That is Kylie Jordan. No, it's first off the claim for David. No, I want 2, 3, 7. Never mind.
Okay.
8th race. Let's look at it.
I think we can knock the 3 off in the 8th.
So it's the 3, the 4, the 6, and the 7. What we used here. 3 second off a long layoff, though, for a decent trainer. I don't really want to knock that horse off. 4-1 last time out. That's always a good sign at Will Rogers. I can't knock 3, 4, 6, 7.
He's a 6.
I don't think we can knock him off.
Okay.
The 6. If anybody, I would maybe knock off the 6. Yeah. And the 6 is the favorite, so it would be nice to go against a favorite there. In this spot, it's a favorite that's been beaten by a combined almost 40 lengths the last 2 races. Not great connections. Yeah, all right. I'm going to knock the 6 off this. Hold on.
Yeah, Scott, Will Rogers is just dirt.
Yes. Yeah, all dirt racing at Will Rogers.
Right.
Okay, I'll throw that up. All right, where are we at now?
Now we have 6 to 18 times 5.
We're at 45. It's still too much.
Okay, if you go with 1 in race 6, okay,
Yeah.
follow.
Mm-hmm.
You're down now to 2250.
Which is perfect.
It is. And we don't lose much money if we don't get it.
Well, you can bet back a pick 3 pretty easily when you single the first lady if you don't get it.
Okay. That may make more sense. Because here's the deal. We're not real solid on this pick 4.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, Scott, you said you like the way we're doing this. The reason why this is so good is because this is exactly how we do it. You know?
Yeah. This is a conversation we would have at the track tomorrow, and
Yes.
we're having it with you guys.
And all the way to Claremore.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether this teaches you anything or not, but it's how you got to sit down and analyze it. You got to piece a ticket together somehow.
Yeah.
And Aaron is the expert. I know enough to be dangerous, and that's about it. But he can put a ticket together better than I can because he does it every freaking day.
True. Yeah.
And I don't. So you know, and he can analyze things. But I go with my gut. I go with what I see on paper. But Aaron sees more on paper than I do, and he does it every day. So I got to go with him. I love that $22.50 price at this track. If that makes sense.
Honestly, if I was going to go with just one horse in the 6th, I would go with the 6.
Really?
I think Roger Engel is the guy you play here. He does well off layoffs. The horse, the horse ran a time for him 2 races back that'll win the field or win the race easily. I have a lot of respect for Tracy as well, though.
It's hard to eliminate one of them. Now the problem is, of course, you got to win the race.
Yeah,
that's what a lot of people, they try to get a price, but they don't include a horse that's going to win.
Mhm.
So there's no reason to get a price if you don't win the damn race. You
Yeah.
know, I get so aggravated at people that try to build these big old tickets, but they don't put a sure winner in there and they don't win, and then they get pissed.
Yeah.
You have to put a winner in. There's not much to choose from between the 1 and the 6.
Honestly, I think the smartest thing to do is to trim down the last leg to 4. Then you got a $36 ticket, and I think that's perfect. Because here's the deal: I would rather take a shot with trimming 1 off this than trimming a horse the 2 horses I like best in this sequence are in the same race. That's the problem, right?
I think that's what I said. Yes.
Yeah. No, I know. I'm saying I agree with what you're saying.
Yeah. In
So
a
we
roundabout,
have to.
kind of what I was saying. I think
Yeah.
we have to include those 2 horses because I can't distinguish between either one. I don't have a
agree.
good feel on either one. I'm not sold that one of them's going to win over the other one.
So I will say this: we need some prices in this sequence. So we're not going to eliminate the 4 or the 7 out of this last leg because
We're talking about race number 9.
Yeah. So the 4 and the 7 stay.
And
we have to eliminate the 1, the 2, or the 9. So who would you out of those 3? Who do you want to take off?
Not the 9.
You're gonna
Not the 9. No,
Okay.
leave it in there.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Let's see. Fly to the Bank won there last year. Oh no, I'm on the wrong race. Hang on. My City Girl. I don't have anything written down about her really, or I really don't.
Yeah, coming off a long layoff, 355 days.
I think I'd eliminate it, but because Wethy's on the 2.
Yeah, Cunningham just 11%. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. All right, let me finalize this now. I like it. I'm with you. If you can't distinguish between, that's what you got to go with. I mean,
Bray says knock off the 4.
who says that?
Bray.
No, I don't want to do that. You got a horse that just you got a horse that won at Oaklawn, and you're sitting there at Will Rogers, and you're alive to the last leg, and say you're alive to 250 on the 4, and you don't have it, and you look at yourself, you're driving home, and you're like, a horse that won at Oaklawn beat us at Will Rogers. Like, I can't do that. Yeah, Dennis says the 1, so yeah, that makes sense. I think where we could get really mad is if Cage Bear wins, because the new trainer is definitely a positive.
I think so.
So, but I can't trust that horse. So, all right, $36 ticket, 1-6.
I'll tell you where we're going to get mad. I'll tell you this right now, folks.
Okay.
If the 1 or the 6 doesn't win in race 6, that's where we're going to get mad.
No, I won't because
really?
I don't get mad in those situations because that's like, I think it's a free square. Like, I couldn't, like, I get mad when it's like if we're alive and the 1 wins the last race because I sat here and thought about it.
That's true. Yeah.
If a horse beats me that I never really have thought about, it's like, yeah, I don't, whatever. Like I can't control that. Like, it's just what it is.
Yeah, that's right. And again, folks, this is what we're putting on here right now.
Yeah.
15 minutes before we actually bet. This could change.
Yeah. I wouldn't, probably not 15 minutes. There was a question here that kind of echoes that. Mark said, how often do you put together tickets the day of the races? I prefer to have multi-race wagers handicapped a few days in advance. What I will do, Mark, the night before or the afternoon before the race, I have what we just did. We work out a ticket, and then I just adjust it when scratches come out. But I like to have them done one day before for multi.
I think that's a great idea too. I like to do that too, but then I go to the track and change the whole damn thing, and that's why I don't get it right. So,
well, that's why I have a racing website.
You've always been that way. You do what?
So that's why I have a racing website.
I know that you've always been that way, and I mean, when you first started really getting into it, and you advanced far, far away from me, you started doing that. You had your bets pretty much in your back pocket when you walked onto the side on the grounds of the track.
Yeah.
And I think that's a good idea because that way it eliminates all the bullshit that you hear from the people around you
Yeah.
which is another thing you can't listen to if you're sold on what you're really doing. You have to go with what you think, which is
So
hard.
the last comment is a lesson I had to learn the hard way for years. And it's not, I'm not trying to be rude, but you know it. You don't need to listen to a guy that may have just shown up for the track for the first time ever.
Right.
Is over here. Like if you've done the work,
Yeah.
stick with your work. Yeah.
And just go with it. And if you miss them, you miss them. Because all of us have a tendency. I think this is a good kind of show for people, because you're looking at two guys here that are as honest as the day is long. Yeah. I will tell people, go have fun at the track. And Aaron and I have fun. We may not win a dime tomorrow, but we're going to have fun at the track. And that's why you go. Don't bet too much. If you got $200 you can throw away, that's okay. If you only got 50, that's okay. Don't overdo it. And because if you do and you don't win anything, you're gonna get pissed.
Yeah.
You're gonna be mad at yourself. So bet what you can, enjoy it, and don't feel like a dumbass if you miss, because most of us miss more than we get right. Now, people like Aaron get more than they miss, but
all of us miss more than we get right. That's something, I tried to hit it at over 30% with win picks. I mean, it's really hard to get over that. I usually fall around the 32 or 30 to 33% range.
Aaron, let me ask you this too.
Mm-hmm.
This is another thing that I've learned used to. And I think we've talked about this. And if you want to knock this off, just let me know if we're going too long.
No, go ahead.
Okay. Used to, I would bet every race.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the dumbest thing you can do.
It's the worst thing you can do. Yeah.
Yeah. Because you're not going to get every race. It's just not going to happen. So I've gotten to where now I pick out the ones I really feel good about, and I make sure I bet those. And like these races that we just did here, I don't know that I would put just a win wager on any of these.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that I would.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you don't have a lot of money to bet, that's fine. Or if you don't feel comfortable betting a lot of money, like I am, I work too hard. I used to, I don't now, but you just want some action, put a couple of bucks on one to win. That's a lot of fun. You don't win a lot of money, but you've still got a little bit of action. If you think you need to bet every race, and you're not sure on one, just bet a couple on something to win.
So that's a huge key. John White taught me that a long time ago. If you have to have action on those races where you don't have a strong opinion, just do the minimums. Just do, $5 to win, or if it's like that's not enough for me, like I can't bet $5 to win 10. Then play a small exacta trifecta where it could balloon, right? And then races where you do have strong opinions, that's when you really attack. And so I pulled up, as you were talking, I pulled up the Fairgrounds card because it's fresh in everybody's mind. Mm-hmm. And this is what I did yesterday. What I do is I love to bet wins, and I've said that 100 times.
That's fun.
And so what you do, you go race by race, and first race, okay. Belle Rebelle, a horse I had been told it was a debut horse for Asmussen, the first race. I had been told this horse is great. You look at the workouts, holy shit, she's working out great. I've been told she couldn't lose. I set a line for myself. I said, if the horse is 8-5 or higher, I will bet. I'm not going to tell you how much I bet on this horse, but I'm going to bet a decent, healthy win bet for my bankroll on this horse. She was 2-1, better. It worked out. Okay. Second race on the card. You had a horse that looked like they couldn't lose here in Mazuma, but I said to myself, I'm not betting the horse at under even. Well, she was like 3-5 the whole time, floated up. So I didn't bet. Still would have won, but I didn't bet because it wasn't there. The value wasn't there. Yeah. The risk that I was going to put on the horse, I wasn't getting the price back that I
what
wanted.
You were going to make.
Exactly. The third race was the Crescent City Oaks. It's a bunch of freaking Louisiana breds. I had no interest in betting this race.
Right.
I didn't bet a dime on that race. I didn't even think about it. There was nothing that could happen
right
where I was going to bet. Fourth race, I'm trying to remember. I did play. I missed this race completely. I had an exacta. I played a Brad Cox horse, the 11 Forgotten Realm. I think I had Spring Magic in the second spot, and I had another one. I played like a $5 exacta, but obviously I missed. But again, low amount. Didn't have a whole lot of confidence. Kind of thought Cox's horse would run a lot better than she did. So I said, well, we'll throw it in there. But here's the difference. Okay, Cox got a debut horse here with Forgotten Realm. Obviously, I was wrong on her. But here's what was missing. Was she working out like a beast? No. Had I had somebody tell me, look out for this horse, this is the horse that can win on debut? No. I just kind of thought the horse would run well. There's a big difference between the first race where I had a lot of info and the fourth race where I'm just kind of going on a whim of, well, it's Cox and it's a big day. And these aren't solid things. These are just kind of some minor things. So it's like, I want to play some money in this race, but not my bankroll. So that's what I did there. Fifth race, again, Louisiana Breds. It's a 12 race card. Why am I betting a Louisiana Bred Stakes that I have no interest in, right? Didn't do anything there. My top pick was Vodka Gimlet. Ran awful.
Yep.
Sixth race, same thing. I didn't have any interest in that race. Didn't play it. Seventh race, I thought the one would win after the 7 scratch out of it. But again, it's the same thing.
No money.
I'm not going to play that horse, right? No money.
Risky.
260.
Yeah.
I just skipped it. But I would have played the one, but had to be a price, and it wasn't. I did play a trifecta in here. I really liked Lovely Ride. I put Lovely Ride and Handy Woods on top, played a couple horses underneath, so a total miss. But I did like a few horses in that one.
Well, you took a shot.
Yeah, took a shot. Ninth race, I loved Olympiad. This is kind of a regret. I did not play the horse to win because of the price. But it's just one of those things. I probably should have, because the horse looked like a winner. But 3 to 5 is just too short. And I thought Proxy would run well and maybe beat this horse. And Proxy did run well, but just, I didn't really want to play Olympiad over Proxy straight in an exacta because Proxy's an idiot. I didn't trust him that much. So I ended up skipping it. This race I skipped. It's just like, come on. What are you going to do? And these fairgrounds turf races, there's 100 races on a day. I'm not going to waste it on a fairgrounds turf course. I'm sorry. Obviously couldn't play here. I know Magic like Hidden Connection. So if you like Hidden Connection, you can play a win there. I like Echo Zulu. Didn't do it. And then this was my biggest bet of the day. Mm-hmm. And people think, well, this is so boring what you're doing, but it's profitable.
Yeah.
I thought Epicenter was 2 to 5 to win this race. And if you watched the reaction show, you saw, I said, there's no way he can lose. You watch Blinkers Off, said there's no way you're watching the live show. I said, bet him. He's even money. He's 2 to 5 to win the race. So,
yeah.
And again, it doesn't always end like that. Sometimes your strong opinion wins, lose, obviously.
Exactly.
But that's how I attack a card. It's not flashy, but
and Dennis is saying that he bets every race. We're not saying don't bet every race. We're saying don't bet a bunch of money on every race.
Again, if you don't want to sit there and watch a race and not bet,
just throw a little bit on there.
You bet $5-10 or whatever your bankroll is.
Yeah,
you bet it. You bet your little money, and then boom, you hit him with the big one. When you really, in Dennis, you like the Pegasus card. If you love Life is Good, you can bet all the other races leading up to it. Just make sure Life is Good is your boom.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, I don't know.
There is no perfect way to do this. Everybody has their own opinion, and that's fine. It's just kind of the way we do it. And, I went to the track, and if I didn't bet the race, gosh, I felt like I got cheated.
Yeah.
But now I've gone so much. I think that's part of it too.
I think honestly, like when you go to the race, it's harder, right, to not bet at all.
Yeah, it is. Unless you've been as much as I have now, and I just enjoy the crowd. I enjoy watching people. I enjoy seeing the horses. I didn't used to be that way.
It really helped me. I have a lot of friends that I see.
Absolutely. And you don't want to go bet. You just want to stand and talk.
Well, it's not even that you don't want to go bet. It's just that you kind of have in your head, okay, these are 3 or 4 races I really want to play.
Yeah.
And you don't, the rest of the time, you've got friends and you're having
Right.
fun. And again, it goes back to the main reason to do this is to have fun.
It is.
That's
Yeah,
what,
don't get pissed.
no,
And don't
it's
get
just,
down.
no.
And I know a lot of guys that simply will not bet the favorite. And again, whether you agree with me or not, doesn't really matter. You have your ideas, I have mine.
Yeah.
I just think that's dumb to not bet the favorite if you're betting an exacta, trifecta, if you're really sold on the favorite.
You just need to handicap the race and decide who you think's going to win. Yeah. And then if the favorite is bet down further than what you think he or she should be.
Well, it's just like Sandy and I were watching.
Don't play it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Echo Zulu was 1-9. Well, you can't bet that. What are you going to? Yeah. You just can't.
But here's the difference between.
Was it 1-9 or did he went off 1-9?
1-5.
Okay. You just can't hardly bet that, No.
The difference is between myself and a few of us and a lot of other people. I don't look at a race and go, I think Echo Zulu is going to dominate, but she's 1-5. So now I have to bet horses that I don't really like. Right.
You just don't do that.
I've never done that. No. I just don't like that because then she wins and it's like, well, yeah, I knew she was going to win.
Yeah. Why did I waste my money?
Yeah.
And that's, it is frustrating about horse racing, when you got those superstars and they're always 1-5 when you're there 1-2 or whatever, you can't make any money on the good ones. That's the thing.
It is. But again, then you get that opportunity where if you love Epicenter and you like him, you think he's a really good horse, he catches a field you don't think's great, and then you get even money on him. Or you're sitting there at Del Mar and Nick's Go is 3-1 to win the Breeders' Cup Classic, right? Yeah. And you think he should be 6-5. That is when you hammer. That is when those situations come around, you have to take advantage of them.
You're right. I've heard you and Jared say that a million times. You're absolutely right. You guys will how to when the value's there.
Yeah.
And you'll hammer them in. But a lot of guys will just see that 6-5 and say, I ain't betting that horse.
Yeah.
I can't make any money on it. I just don't understand. I mean, 6-5, you can make some money. That's not bad.
Well, it's it's not the flashy thing. It's not the thing where I can bet $5 and make $1,000. And if it's free money, if you think and there's no such thing as that. Let me take that back.
No such thing.
If it's money that you don't think should be on the table for you to get, then you have to go try to get it.
Yeah.
You don't listen, guys. You don't follow this day in and day out over all year long, on and on and on, and then get an opportunity like that and don't take advantage. That's how you lose long term. And again, you kind of got to be patient. It's kind of boring at times, but that's the only way I've been able to long term be profitable year after year. You just pick your spots. So, and it's true. You never hear a guy brag about hitting 6-5, and it's true.
They're the ones that got all the money in their pocket, though, Scott.
There's nothing flashy about betting Epicenter yesterday.
No.
And again, if he's 3-5, stay the hell away from him because it just doesn't make sense. But he's even money.
I like to go after I've won my $8 ticket. I like to go up to the window and tell them, give me all ones. And I put them all together like I got a whole bunch of money. And then I walk around like I'm counting my money. There's no better feeling than to go up with $8 that looks like you have $208,
You're not wrong.
Nobody knows the difference. Nobody knows the difference.
You're not wrong. Dennis says, let me say this in exact and trifecta. I might be wrong, but I try to throw one crazy horse in there to get it to pay huge. You're not wrong as long as that one horse is one that you think has a chance. Don't just throw in for no reason whatsoever. But if you looked at it and said, hey, this horse has a shot, you can hit the board. You're not wrong at all. That's smart.
Great advice.
Yeah, there you go. I didn't know we were going down this path tonight, but
no, but I think that's good. And I think these are shows that we can do for a lot of things to help people a little bit. You can pass on your knowledge, and
Yeah.
I can pass on how I feel when I leave the track broke. But anyway,
Well, honestly, guys, a lot of it from me, and I like Papa Dude said, I don't lie to people. I was a struggling handicapper. And I can't remember if it was 2013 or 2014. I literally sat down and met John White, and we sat down in Matt Denny's in Arcadia, California for 8 hours. And that's not exaggeration.
Mhm.
My wife was there, Ryan Stillman was there, and John. And I literally picked this man's brain for 8 hours.
Exactly. That's
And then you know what we did the next night? I went back and then I tried to absorb. He was the guy that I thought was the smartest person and still think is the smartest person in racing. And I was lucky to get to meet him through my friend Ryan. And he just kind of totally reshaped my process in my mind of what exactly should I do with the game? There's so many different things that I think will distract people. I got to play pick 4. I got to play pick 3. Here's the double. Here's the pick 5. He's just like, no, pick your spots, be smart.
Yeah.
Here's what value really is. It's not trying to pick a 20-1 every race.
No,
it's you're a horse that you like that is higher odds than what you think he should be.
Yep.
And just on and on and on. And then handicapping angles. And
he's right.
Like I said, I've spent hours with the man, and he deserves 90% of the credit for what Racing Dudes has become, and he isn't even a part of it. So, which tells you what kind of guy he is.
Well, you had the good sense to listen and absorb what you were hearing. And a lot of people don't do that.
Well, and many, many, many people in his position will not speak to a person like me at that time in 2013, a nobody. Had the sight, but a nobody.
Exactly.
And if they did speak to me, they would speak down to you. They would make fun of you. He sat down and I asked the dumbest questions for a week. By the way, he's making the morning line for the Breeders' Cup as I'm meeting with him.
Yeah.
It's not like he's not doing anything.
Right.
But he didn't care. He was gracious.
He was there to help.
Exactly. And that's something that it's just invaluable. And that's something that whether, all of our guys are as smart as John White, probably not me for sure, but that's what kind of built the site to what it is now. We try to do that with these videos and our articles and our picks. And that's kind of was the idea. It's like, let's try to, what he just did, put it out there for people. So anyway, that's a long-winded thing that I've got into here, but
that's okay. I kind of got you off on it.
Yeah, that's true. So Dennis said, did we already talk about?
Let's do it real quick. Okay. I know, like 10 minutes, 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought you were going to say no.
Go ahead. What do you want to talk about? The floor is yours. I've talked way too much on the show.
No, you haven't. Well, let's just, because we're going to cover this a lot more. Are we going to have a Thursday show? I'm thinking probably back to Thursday.
Yeah, we will. Yeah.
Okay. We've got the Final Four now. And, this damn committee, which did such a piss poor job of seeding these, have come out of it smelling like a rose when you look at the 4 teams. You talk about blue bloods and matchups and everything for the Final Four. How could you pick 4 more noteworthy teams than what ended up in there? You've got Kansas going against Villanova, and you got North Carolina and Duke. How can you get any better than that? And, the one thing I do want to mention is, and I've said this all along, so I got to pat myself on the back. I didn't understand why everybody was saying the ACC was so weak. I couldn't figure out why. It looked the same to me as it always does. You had like 5 teams with over 20 wins. What's wrong with that? But they were branded as awful. 3 teams ended up in the Elite 8. So today I was writing the article, St. Peter's against North Carolina. And I thought, you know what? I haven't really looked at North Carolina's schedule to try to figure out why everybody thought they were so shitty. They only lost 9 games. So I got to looking. They've lost 9 games. Only 1 team beat them that didn't make the NCAA tournament or the NIT. So 8 of their losses, 7 of the losses came against teams that made the NCAA tournament. One was to Wake Forest that won 23 games and should have made the NCAA tournament. And so they made the NIT. And then Pittsburgh was the only team that beat them that didn't play in the postseason somewhere. What is wrong with that? To be seated 8th and be told you're shitty?
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, I saw them play all 4 games. In this tournament, they have caught fire, and they're not shitty.
They've looked like the best team in the tournament to me.
Them and Duke. But let's not confuse. We were talking about this today. You can't confuse pretty basketball from ugly basketball.
Yeah.
And when you got 2 teams that can shoot the ball and score, like North Carolina and Duke, they look better than a team like Villanova. And Kansas was fantastic in the second half today. I don't know whether you got to watch much of that or not, but I'm telling you, they look like $1 million in the second half. They're very impressive too. They kind of slipped in under the radar. If Kansas can do that, this Kansas-Villanova game is going to be something else. Well, both of them are fantastic. How this has turned out.
Yeah, it's the blue bloods, like you said, of college basketball are here. I'm going to have a tough time. Dennis says he's going to consider Duke first half -2.5 and full game -4.5. Duke is going to be pissed. And then Villanova under 32.5, the Villanova-Kansas game. It's tough because
these are tough.
North Carolina looks sharp right now.
They do.
They do, man.
They dismantled St. Peter's. And, I thought Purdue would do the same thing to St. Peter's, but Purdue's big men are terrible. Those guys are bad, both of them. And they tried to get the ball inside to them, and they fumbled it away or they missed an easy shot. North Carolina just killed them inside today. And isn't it funny how up until today, St. Peter's looked like they were just as big as the other teams, and today they look like midgets. They didn't look as big. And I know Purdue's as big as North Carolina is, and I know Kentucky is, but they didn't look it. Today they did, and but what an accomplishment for them. Where they came from is this is incredible that they won 3 games in this. I don't know how they did.
I don't either. And like I said, they look so good. And then today, a lot of times when those Cinderellas go down, they do go down.
They go down hard. They do. And I think they just run out of gas, and they didn't shoot the ball as well today. But all in all, even though the seeding was bad and it was hard to seed this year.
Yeah.
I tell you, it's been a hell of a tournament. There have been some games.
And we should see 2 great games.
It all boils down to it's really going to be good.
Yeah, we should see 2 really, really great games.
Well, me and you are only going to see 1 because we're going to be at the racetrack, the Arkansas Derby Saturday. So we won't see much of that first one.
I'm going to be real honest with you.
You probably aren't going to see the one of them, are you?
And I'm not going to care. Saturday is Arkansas Derby and Florida Derby Day, and I'm not even thinking about basketball.
No, I tell you, the Thursday show is going to be fun because we'll do the Final Four.
Yep.
And we will. There's like 5 stakes races at Oaklawn. Maybe we ought to do a late pick 4 and do the same type of thing, or do something. I don't know.
Yeah, we're going to do
something up our sleeves.
We're going to do something. We got the fantasy. We got all kinds of stuff.
There's 5 stakes races.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy. Yeah. Yes, Arkansas Derby is this weekend. The card is out now. Field of 9 for the Arkansas Derby. So I can't wait. I'm excited. It's going to be just a busy week.
Yeah. And the weather looks good. I don't know if you looked yet, but it was decent when I looked. I think it was yesterday. I think it's supposed to be like high 60s, low 70s maybe for Saturday. And that's good enough. And because the thing about the Arkansas Derby, if you don't have tickets inside, you're not going to get them. And if it's cold and rainy, you're screwed. You just are.
Yeah.
Because there's no place to sit. You have to stand out in the rain. The only thing I don't like about the Arkansas Derby is it is a long day.
It's a long day. I think there's 14 races, 13 this year.
13.
13, yeah. So
and they start at noon, and the Arkansas Derby runs at 6 30, I think I saw.
Yeah,
That's a long day for an old man. I'll tell you.
it's a long day for me.
Yeah, you got to pace yourself. That's for sure.
Well, you try pacing yourself hanging out with Kelby Von Hemel. That's going to be.
Well,
Maybe he won't show up till like the 8th race.
Sometimes he doesn't get there to like the 5th or 6th race. So.
Yeah. So,
yeah, Isaac, I see you start your job tomorrow at the school.
Yeah.
Now listen to me.
Here we go.
Don't get lazy. When they tell you to do something, you do it. Okay? And you'll be fine. I have all the confidence in the world in you. I don't know if you can do maintenance. You say you're doing maintenance too. I don't know if you can fix anything. Maybe you can. But you listen, I don't know who's up there. I don't know whether it's Lori or Alfred or who it is at school. You listen to them.
Isaac's got a big week. He got his license and now he's got himself a job. Man,
he does.
It's good. Good job, Isaac. Congratulations. That's awesome.
Hey, we'll have to take him to the track and they've spent all his money here one of these days.
That's right. We could do that. Yeah.
He spends all his money on food.
Jason says 2 White Claws an hour. Jason, you know that's not going to happen. So,
Isaac, I'm assuming you're going to help out when they have track meets and softball games and baseball games, I guess.
Yeah, it seems like, seems like
you can do that. You can do that.
You'll do good.
Congratulations. I'm proud of you.
Yeah, that's awesome, Isaac.
Yep.
Very good. Very good job. Very good job. He said he would go with us to the track on Saturday.
It's a long way to put up with you, Isaac.
Oh, Scott, RIP Scott Hall says, Aaron will bring the bull shots. No, those are RIPing, Scott. The bull shots are never coming back. That took 2 weeks for me to feel right.
I want to make it clear. When I go to the track, I don't do that stuff. If I did, I would not be able to last from noon till 6:30. That is for sure.
Me neither.
And I'm thinking, is Heather going?
Yes. Yeah.
And okay, where's Sandy at? Here's the thing, guys. When you take your wife to an event like this, not near as much fun.
That's not true.
What are you whispering?
She just heard me.
That is not true.
That I'm not fine?
No, I did not say that, honey.
That is not true. That is not true.
Let's get out.
I'm not going.
If
you are too going.
No, I'm not.
No, what I mean by that is
here's a Heather story, because before you dig yourself into a deeper hole
I'm
of
already
stupidity,
she takes everything personal.
Heather, let's see. I can't tell the story. It's embarrassing for her.
Well, what I meant was, I worry about her staying entertained. That's what I worry about. Because it's a long day.
It is a long day.
And I worry.
Fine. I'm not 100.
I know that. I didn't say that. I said I'm worried about you staying entertained. You have ADHD. And I worry about that. Because it's a very, very long day.
It is a long day. It gets the best of Heather usually, Arkansas Derby Day. So.
Yeah, that's a regular day at the track is fine. But you got to fight all those people and stand in line to get something to drink and stuff like that. And it's just a tough day. It really is.
Yeah. It'll be fun, though. There'll be probably 50,000 people for Arkansas Derby Day. So, all right. We're going to get out of here. We may go live tomorrow for the last race if we're alive in this pick 4. So.
Oh, we definitely will if we're live. You want to see some excitement.
Yes. So I think we will go live if we're live in this pick 4. So look for that. We'll cover Will Rogers for about 15 minutes tomorrow from the track. And yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun, guys. It's going to be the best, one of the best weeks of the year so far with everything going on. So, all right, we're going to get out of here. We've done enough. We've given it all we've got. So, any closing thoughts?
Nope.
Okay. Yeah, me neither. All right, guys, we'll see you back here on Thursday for Dudes Who Bet Sports. And maybe we'll see you tomorrow live from Will Rogers if we're live to the pick 4. So, thanks everybody for joining us. Good show again today, and we will see you next time.
This has been a presentation of RacingDudes.com, your destination for all things horse racing and sports betting. Whether you want free winners, expert insider picks, up-to-the-minute trackside weather reports, or podcasts and videos for bettors of all skill levels, never make another wager without visiting the Racing Dudes. First,